Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Dear students, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Welcome to you all in the virtual learning system, Pakistan International School, Taif. This is grade 12, subject Pakistan culture in lieu of Urdu. Chapter number 1, Sufis and Sufi shrines. This is lecture number 1, and I am Muhammad Yunus. Dear students, we will start Pakistan Culture Part 2 for class second year. The contents of this book are chapter number 1, Sufi and Sufi Shrines. It is written by Dr. Abdul Rahman. Chapter number 2, Archaeological Treasures, and it is written also by Dr. Abdul Rahman. Chapter number 3, Architectures and Historical Monuments. It is also written by Dr. Abdul Rahman. Chapter number 4, Major Trends in Arts and Literature and Exponents. It is written by Dr. Jamil Jalabi. Chapter number 5, Festivals, Social Customs and Dresses in Pakistan. This chapter is also written by Dr. Jamil Jalbi. Dear students, your syllabus for second year consists of 5 chapters. We will study one by one. Today, we are going to start chapter number 1, Sufi and Sufi Shrines. Here are some terms which are used in this chapter. Number 1, Sufi. What is meant by Sufi? The word Sufi has many different interpretations. It is probably derived from the Greek word sophist, which means clever-witted lecturer who wandered from city to city and spoke on a variety of subjects, i.e. linguistics, grammar, mathematics, astronomy, and oratory. Linguistic subject is about the languages. Grammar also you can say that ways of writing the English. Mathematics you also know calculation, astronomy, and oratory is you can say the skill of speaking or making speech like this. So in our term, we say that Sufi is a person whose attention is mostly towards the religion. In Islam, the word assumed quite a different meaning because Sufis wandered from place to place. They were mainly interested in spiritual matters. Many Sufis were men of great learning and left behind voluminous work. Mostly they give the teaching of Islam and preaching of Islam and presented themselves as a guide of the people. Guide, especially spiritual guide. Sufism or the Tasawwuf is a form of Islamic mysticism that emphasizes self-analysis and spiritual closeness with God. Sufi practice focuses on the rejection of worldly things, purification of the soul, and the mystical study of God's nature. They are very close to the nature of the God. So this is the tasawwuf or the Sufism. Now, one term is used mostly on the shrines of the Sufis, that is the Khanqa or the religious institution. Khanqa is a building designed specially for gathering of a Sufi brotherhood and is a place for spiritual retreat and character reformation. It is also known as a ribat. And people who are coming on the shrines, they sit together in that building where their spiritual guide also sit there and give them some teaching. There were two independent and distinct trends of cultural activities in Indo-Pakistan subcontinent in the history of Islam. Those trends are like this: one centering around the kings and the nobles. Then you can say a religious leader who mostly you can circling the offices of the kings and their residence and give them guidance, and secondly round the Sufis Khanka. And some people are going in the form of Sufi on the other Sufis to sit with them. The example of this one, that is Amir Khusro, was a Sufi who had one foot in the royal court and another in the Khanka of his beloved Pir, Khaja Nizamuddin Aulia. Pir also means the spiritual guide, a person who is followed by the people for their spiritual closeness. Apart from their spiritual work, which indeed is the most noteworthy, the Sufis made valuable contribution in other spheres of life as well. They became the torchbearer of Islam in Indo-Pakistan subcontinent and spread their teaching among the masses through their own local languages, which they could easily understand. So they did work for the preaching and teaching of Islam also, but their teaching was not like this, which the peoples are doing now. Similarly, some of the Sufis were great travelers and frequently became the media through the ideas passed from one country to another. A brief account of the lives and shrines of some of these remarkable men who ruled the heart of the millions is given below. And in this chapter, we will study about the Sufis or the spiritual guides of the people. Number one, Data Ganj Baksh. His real name was Makhdoom Ali. Number two, Baba Friduddin Ganj Shakar. His real name was Friduddin Masood. Lal Shahbaz Kalandar. His real name was Sayyid Usman. And you will also discuss Shah Abdul Latif Betai with his real name. Sachal Sarmast, his name is Abdul Wahab. Now we will study one by one. their lives, their religious activities, and about all the, you can say, other activities of the life. Today, we will discuss about Data Ganj whose real name was Ali Makhdoom. His early life, Data Ganj, one of the most celebrated saints of Lahore, lies buried in a marble tomb situated to the west of Bhatti Gate in the old city. And the old city was covered with a wall, and Lahore has, you can say, different gates. Were called by the different names. One of them was Bhatti Gate. His real name was Ali Makhdoom. Ali Makhdoom was born at Hajwer in India and lived with his mother during the early years of life. His father's name was Usman bin Ali Jalabi. He moved to Jalab, his offshore place, and settled there. So he was known as Hajweri as well as Jalabi. The precise date of birth of Ali Makhdoom is nowhere recorded. He was born probably in the reign of Sultan Mahmud Ghazni between 1996 996 to 1030 AD. Dear students, appearance as a spiritual saint in Dataganj Baksh, how he has appeared as a spiritual saint. When Ali Makhdoom's teacher, Abu al-Fazl Muhammad bin Hassan Khatili, realized that his disciple has reached that stage of spiritual accomplishment in which he should be exposed to the people for their benefits. In the first stage, they are hidden. The saints are hidden whenever they are able to do some activities in this field, then if they expose themselves. He ordered him to move to Lahore. On that time, Ali Makhdoom at the first hesitated because he failed to see the wisdom in going to place where an eminent disciple of Saint Mia Husseini was already busy in propagating Islam. His teachers repeated the same order, and Ali Makhdoom set out for his destination. On that time, they not sit permanently one place, but they were wandering from one place to the other place. Similarly, Dataganj Baksh also, at last he, you can say, stayed there in Lahore. Only on reaching Lahore did he discover the significance of this mysterious order when he saw the coffin of Mira Hussaini being carried to the graveyard. And it means his teacher maybe knew about this event, so he ordered him that there is the, you can say, empty place, go there for the working. When Ali Makhdoom came to be popularly known as Data Ganj, Data means giver, Ganj trier, works to give like this. So the saint, the bestower of treasure. It means Data Ganj means the bestower of treasure will perhaps never be known, but this is the, you can say, sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything is given by Allah ta'ala. But popular tradition attributes it to the celebrated saint of Ajmer, Khwaja Muinuddin, who was so deeply affected by the graces showered upon him that at the time of departure he stood, with hands respectively folded towards the Data's feet at his tomb. So these were the relation with the different other saints of his time. He lived with them. Dear students, Data's stay in Lahore. Ali Makhdoom reached Lahore in 431 Hijri, according to 1039 to 1040 AD, toward the end of the reign of Sultan Masood, and settled down on the left bank of river Ravi outside the Bati Gate at present site of his mausoleum. Having lived 34 years in Lahore, and he stayed there for 34 years, during which he granted great benefits to the people by his learning and piety. He died in 465 Hijrah and was buried close to the mosque which he has built. So it means he preached there 34 years in Lahore. On that time, not only India, but some people were doing work on the, you can say, religious side in India, Pakistan, and other Muslim countries. Why was he called Ganj Baksh? So this is a, you can say, story ke why he was known as Ganj Baksh. Khaja Moinuddin uttered the following verses: the bestower of trial, Ganj Baksh, in both words, reflector of the splendorous glory of God. But it is not actual. There is no sharik of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. An accomplishment spiritual guide for the learned and guide for the ignorant. This Persian couplet is inscribed upon the gateway leading to the tomb, but its attribution to great Khaja is not free from complication. In fact, Ali Makhdoom himself refers to the title Ganj Baksh in his work Kashful Asrar. It is the, you can say, the name of the book. O Ali, he says, people call you. He is saying himself by to himself. The people call you Ganj Baksh, and yet you do not have possesses even as much grain. To this do not pay even the slightest attention, because bestowing trial, Ganj Baksh is the work of Almighty Allah. This shows that the saint during his lifetime was called Ganbaksh, and Khaja Muinuddin rendering of the verse therefore may only have popularized it. Dear student, he was also a scholar and author of the many books. Some of them are here: Kashful Asrar, Kashful Mahjoob, the Diwan, that is the collection of the poems, Minhajuddin, Al Bayan li Ahl al Bayan. So this is the, we can say, his literature work also. He did in his life for the people. He gave in these books the teaching of also Islam. Construction of a mosque. Soon after his arrival in Lahore, Ali Makhdoom started the construction of a mosque, which was destined the center of his activities. As originally constructed, the mosque had a flat wooden roof, which was removed by Gulzar Shah Sadhu, who built it in the form of anatomical construction. On that time, maybe it will be very simple, but with the passage of time, improvement was, you can say, done for in the construction mosque. Nowadays, if you will see this mosque, it is a very big mosque. Dara Shikoh, son of the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, in his book Sifnatul Awliya, mentioned a miracle regarding the correct orientation of the mosque towards Kaaba. When the mosque was constructed, Ali Makhdoom, you can say, set the direction of the Kaaba, but some people objected that the Kaaba is not correct direction. So as soon as the construction work was over, Darashko says some ulama of city remarked that the Qibla side of the mosque was not properly oriented. On hearing this, Tata invited the objecting ulama to the mosque to offer prayer with him. During the prayer, the ulama saw the Kaaba right in front of them. After the prayer was over, they all admitted their ignorance. Dear students, this is the mosque nowadays in the outside of the Mazar of Data Ganj Baksh. It is a very beautiful mosque. Nowadays people are coming for the, you can say, to pay homage to that person and also pray there. Mausoleum. The tomb was first constructed by the Ghaznavid Sultan Ibrahim. The Mughal Emperor Akbar is said to have built the surrounding wall and small dome over the cell where Khaja Muinuddin once went through his meditation. In 1822, Ranjit Singh built a new roof for the tomb chamber. In 1278 Hijri, a certain Haji Nur Muhammad Saidu built an octagonal dome over the grave. The center of empty tomb of the grave is built upon a raised platform of white marble. It is surrounded by an octagonal wooden railing which was built in 1240 Hijri by Awaz Khan, the elephant driver of Ranjit Singh. In the Sikhism, they have also there, you can say, peers or the guru like this, and also they have followed them. Later on, Khan Bahadur, Dr. Muhammad Hussain added octagonal mirrors to the sides of the tomb. The floor of entrance to the mausoleum and the door frames, as well as the platform to the right and left of it, are of marbles. This is also the work of the Emperor Akbar. There is a small container for water on the floor to the north of the grave. The devotees take this water as a sacred object and apply it on their eyes. Yeah, the sacred thing they are taken when the people are coming there, they pray there like different types, and also you can see, and this water also apply on their eye. Dear students, this is the tomb or the mausoleum of Ali Makhdoom, or we can say also the shrine, where you can see the people are paying homage to this person for their work for the preaching of Islam like this. So this is the end of the topic today. Good luck to you. Here is the homework. The short question you will write. Define the word Sufi. Number 2, name 5 books of Data Ganjbakhsh. Number 3, who is the writer of the book Sifnatul Awliya? Number 4, write a short note on Ali Makhdoom's tomb. And question number 5, write about early life of Data Ganbaksh. Thank you for watching the lecture. Goodbye.